Santa Fe Gloom podcast. We are back. Another great episode for everyone in Holy Bananas Media. Lali, thank you so much for jumping on today.
Thank you for inviting me, David.
You're very welcome. And also would like to take a moment to thank all of our sponsors because without them, the Santa Fe Gloom team is not a team. We don't have great community conversation like today and just sharing the story of community members in Santa Fe. We have the Pantry Dose of Santa Fe, City of Santa Fe Economic Development, Capital Ford, St. Vincent Hospital Foundation, Sam's Club, Mercedes-Benz of Santa Fe, Age Friendly Senior Care, and our newest sponsor, Down Norte Credit Union, that will be sponsoring our February 14th game against New Mexico Flagship, which we will have our baby race, in which HolyBananas will be doing the videography for that baby race. And we'll talk about that a little bit later. But please introduce yourself and how you came to Santa Fe and your story.
Well, hello, Santa Fe. My name is Lali, and I recently moved here. Well, maybe not recently. It was like a little over a year ago, going on to 2. So how I got to Santa Fe was very mysterious. I was spending time in Woodland Park, Colorado, in front of Pikes Peak, drinking coffee. And in my moments of silence in the mornings, I just heard Santa Fe, like a whisper in the wind. And I was like, whoa, okay, that's weird. Like, who's talking to me? And so I returned to Florida, where I moved from. And I just kept hearing it during my meditations and my reflections. And then I started meeting people from Santa Fe in Florida. That doesn't happen very often. So then I was like, okay, something's happening here. So I finally came to visit Santa Fe January of 2024. And I was like, okay, there's something here. I'm not quite sure what it is. I was like, but there's something. So then I went back to Florida after my visit, and 3 months later, I sold all of my things, traded my car for an SUV, rented an Airbnb for 2 weeks, and boom, I hit the road and I was here. And it was wild. And, funny thing is, I thought I would find housing in that time that I rented the Airbnb, and I was very, very wrong. But that's how I got here.
I'm curious, what do people say about Santa Fe in Florida?
Nobody knows what Santa Fe is. Literally, like when I told my friends and people, that I was going somewhere, they're like, "Oh, where are you going?" "Going to Santa Fe." I'm like, "What's that?" And I guess there's a Santa Fe, California.
Could be.
So
I know there's a Santa Fe, Texas. I know that much. But the people who you met in Florida, right? Is that what you mentioned? What did they
yeah.
say about Santa Fe?
Well, they were visiting. They lived here, and they
Oh,
said I would love it. They're like, "Yo, you gotta go. You gotta see it. You would love it." And I was like, "Okay, sure." So I did.
right. And when you came here to Santa Fe, what was like your first impressions of it?
That's a really great question. My first impressions, it was definitely the art. I moved here because I'm an artist myself. I'm a furniture designer,
Mhm,
along with my HolyBananas stuff.
mhm.
Yeah, just the inspiration, the creativity is what really stood out for me, and I think that was the pull and the draw, and the landscape as well. It's incredible. The fact that you can just drive like 30, 45 minutes in any direction and the terrain changes, it's like,
Mhm.
whoa, this is
Yeah, and
Earth.
the sky changes every 5 or 10 minutes too,
Oh yeah, it's beautiful. It's probably one of the best things I've ever done, even though I didn't know what was going to happen.
for sure. And tell us about HolyBananas and tell us about the name because that's for me, um, and I mean this as a compliment. It's kind of like the Gloom. It's kind of an unusual name. So share the story with HolyBananas Media.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was trying to find a way to stop saying holy and I was like, okay, what else can I say? And then one day I just said holy bananas. So then Holy Bananas started becoming my catchphrase for anytime something crazy was happening, something wild, something unexpected. And then I got contracted to do videos for the Santa Fe Area Home Builders Association, and then those videos gained traction. So then that just evolved into people asking like, "Hey, I need a video, I need this, I need that." And then I was kind of like, "Oh, well, I just should start a business with this." And so I did. And then, I was thinking about the name and just the way everything magically and wildly unfolded. I was just like, "Holy bananas." My life just literally changed in like a week. And so then I was like, "All right, I think that's what I'm going to call it, Holy Bananas, because life is like holy bananas right now." And it just worked.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It kind of reminds me of a story too, where I was out of school. I was done with my schooling, and I just packed up my stuff and went to San Antonio, Texas.
Oh,
I didn't have a
wow.
job there, nothing, and I just kind of
Yeah.
went. I was way less prepared than you were coming to Santa Fe. I definitely didn't hear San Antonio in the wind. I just went. So
Oh
I
my
definitely, yeah,
gosh.
I just went and just showed up there. But it was a great adventure as well. So I can commend you, just picking up your stuff and just seeing a new city and a new thing, and just kind of exploring and just kind of finding yourself too, I'm sure, right?
Oh, absolutely. It has been a journey of trusting the unknown and trusting what I cannot see and learning how to trust my intuition and my gut feelings. And I
Mhm,
feel that I didn't quite receive that when I was in my hometown, with my friends, my community. That and I think this has really sharpened those skills in a way that Florida just couldn't do that for me anymore.
mhm. And I kind of asked this question already, like your first impressions of Santa Fe, but now that you've lived here for a year and a half or so, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. What's your impressions now? Like what's your thoughts on it? Like how do you sum up your Santa Fe experience so far?
Mm. My one key word is magical, and it continues to be magic for me personally. Every day is a new day, and every week something new and exciting happens, and it's just I I love being here. My life has changed for the absolute best, and my impression is that it's very homey. It holds you, it makes you feel safe,
Mhm,
and it inspires you creatively, kind of pushes you to different boundaries. At least this has been my experience. But overall, I'm really happy that I made the move.
no, that's amazing. And tell us about the Quiet Kindness Unpeeled. I hope I got that right.
Yes. So Quiet Kindness Unpeeled is a passion project of mine, which it has turned into an original series for Holy Bananas. And
Okay.
what we hope to do is to capture the moments where community is showing acts of kindness to others. I feel like in today's reality, it's a little wacky out there, and what I hope to do is inspire hope within people that regardless of how maddening things may be, there's still kindness, there's still hope, like there's still goodness. And I feel like we don't see it enough. I
Mhm,
feel like most of us, we're either at home or at work, like there's just other pressures. But
mhm,
I feel like with this, I'm setting the intention to show that there is kindness, no matter how bad something can get. So I'm hoping that it'll get more attention and it'll just turn into a really beautiful community showcasing. And Santa Fe has been really great for this too.
and give us some examples.
Oh, the best example is I collaborated with a colleague of mine. Her name is Melissa Cobb from Architectural Windows and Doors.
Okay.
She has um, a very inspiring story about her brother who went through homelessness and addiction. So we decided to do a food drive in memory of him, and we connected with Bienvenidos Outreach. And,
Mhm,
and those people over there, they're doing a phenomenal job just being a center to really help those in need. And I think that's probably the best example I have. There's just many hands doing a lot of work for a lot of people within our community.
Yeah, that's amazing work. And again, too, like just kind of putting all of these pieces together. One thing that the Santa Fe Gloom is really proud of is that all of our games are free to the community. You know, you
That's
mentioned,
amazing.
yeah, you mentioned pressure, and I feel like when we step outside now, like I get a sense that people are like under pressure, like
Mhm.
families, just making ends meet. You also mentioned, like you thought you were going to find your footing in Santa Fe in terms of like finding a place to live a little bit easier. And that may have not been the case for many reasons, but I just feel like with the Santa Fe Gloom is like, we want people to come as you are with your
Mhm.
family and come and just be part of a sporting event, be part of music, food, culture, and you nailed it, magical, right? That's
Yeah.
really what we try to like encompass with Santa Fe Gloom is you're coming into like a magical city, you know, and when you're coming into a Santa Fe Gloom game, you're also seeing like all the magic that Santa Fe has to offer. So
Mm.
I just think there's all kinds of like good synergy with having you like at our baby race and doing the videography because you're gonna see all the magic of Santa Fe.
Oh, I'm so excited for that baby race. Like, I'm
Yeah,
counting down the days.
yeah, it's
And
our second
so,
annual baby race, and I need to also mention Megan with SantaFam as well. She's a huge inspiration. I mean, I couldn't gather,
mm,
10, 15 babies if I wanted to, so Megan is like the person for this. Great advocate for families in Santa Fe, asking the hard questions, and
mm,
keeping people accountable.
mhm.
So I definitely commend Megan for all of those great things that she brings to Santa Fe. So plug to her. And yeah, this is going to be our second annual baby race. To be fair, Megan and I really didn't know what we were going to do, like how this was going to work out. And the first year was great. So we're just super excited for the second year. Um, Another thing too with the Santa Fe Gloom and Santa Fe is that it's very multi-generational, you know,
Mm.
so when I'm thinking back, it's like, okay, like when you come to Santa Fe, you come to a Santa Fe traditional home and, grandma's there, grandma's in the back somewhere, doing her thing. So Santa Fe Gloom Games, we were kind of like, well, we want all the family to be here. So what about the babies, and the families? So that's just another thing that it all kind of encompasses everything within Santa Fe. So but thank you so much for just jumping in and experiencing all of that Santa Fe has to offer. One question for you too, and this is super typical. It's almost embarrassing to ask, but red or green chili when you go out to eat?
Oh, I think I'm a Christmas type of gal.
There you go.
Christmas
When
all
did
year
you
long.
first learn that term? Because a lot of people
Huh?
will visit. When did you first hear that term? Because they'll hear Christmas and they'll be like, "What are these people talking about?"
When did I first hear that term? Hmm. I can't really recall, but I'm originally from Mexico, so I'm very familiar with chiles.
Okay,
So that was like when they said Christmas, I was like, oh, okay, well then that's gonna mean red and green.
got it.
And I can never pick between one or the other, so I just always get them both.
That's great. And what's some of like your favorite Santa Fe traditions? Like that you've come out to or events that you've come to?
Ooh, you know, uh, I'm really disappointed to say, but I don't know if I really have experienced any of them. Um,
And let me
I
ask you
think,
why, and I'll have a follow-up question to that. But why?
okay,
Like what?
why?
Yeah.
Hmm. Um, I would probably say because I'm just now starting to make friends.
Mhm,
I will say that finding community and finding friends has been very challenging. The
mhm,
first year that I was here, I did a lot of stuff alone, and I really didn't know where to go.
mhm,
I spent a lot of time in the galleries on Canyon Road, and
mhm.
then I did do the summer concerts at the rail yard because I live very close
Great.
by,
There you go. Yeah,
and
that
that
counts.
was
Yep,
yeah, that was
yep,
great.
yep.
Um, But now here I am a year later. Now I'm starting to find community. So hopefully I will get invited out to things. Um, yeah, I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, it does, and I'll have a follow-up on that. I think, like, even if you were to ask me that, like, "What's your favorite Santa Fe event?" I'm born and raised here in Santa Fe, but, I ventured off and came back. So I have obviously probably would have an answer for that on an event, but if you were to ask me, like, "When was the last time you went out to Zozobra?" And we're the Gloom for crying out loud, but, it was the last couple of years, yes, but before then, it had been a minute since I'd been out,
I
you know?
see.
So
I
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I heard the event was like over 30,000 people this past
Oh,
year, and I was just like 30,000 people. I was like, okay, like
yeah,
that large of a crowd kind of does make me a little nervous.
for sure. Yeah, and I definitely. And I think my point is I feel like you're probably really embedded into like the day-to-day community stuff that you really may not be paying attention to like the events that are happening that are like marketed to outsiders or out of state people, I should say. Like you're still just really embedded into the community. You're still just like on your street trying to figure out who your friends are there, like your neighbors. And for me, and that's why again we wanted to name our team something that ties in the community with Gloom, is that's what our events want to be. We want to be very friendly, very neighborly. And so I think that's probably where you're at the moment. Like you just haven't been able to get out to those events because I think you're still like learning your neighbors.
Yes, absolutely. And also too, I feel like maybe I just don't know the correct platforms or channels on where to find this stuff because I do realize that Santa Fe's got a lot going on. Like it's happening all year round, every weekend, there's
Mhm.
something going on. I will add that I do attend Embody Dance at the Rail Yard on Thursday nights, and
Okay.
that has been like the one of the best community places I've been to so far. I
What
love
is
to
that?
dance. Embody Dance,
Mhm.
it is a group of people where you just go and you dance. Um, they have rotating DJs, and it's what I found is that these people have been dancing together for like 20 plus years.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's pretty incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. So you've been definitely going out to like super hyper local events type things. And I guess
Yeah.
that's what I'm talking about, you know? I mean, because
Mhm.
there's always like Zozobra, I'm trying and like fiestas, I guess too, right? Is like super big thing.
Yes. I
But
do wanna check out the Chilean Wine Festival. I missed it last year. I don't wanna miss it this year.
right. Yeah, and I believe that's at the same park of Zozobra too, at Fort Marcy
Gotcha.
Park, right around there. So
Mhm.
yeah, no, it's great. I think another conversation to be had too, and I don't know how you feel about this, but I know, and this is tricky, and this is like all over the place. I feel like in other cities, um, but like local Santa Fe people, I've heard, and I can have my opinion on this. But they'll say, there's like a lot of people coming into Santa Fe, you
Yeah.
know, and it's almost kind of like a negative kind of vibe. I just wanted to see like any experiences there, and then I can kind of share my thoughts on that too.
To be honest with you, no, everybody was very welcoming and it was very warm. And like I said, Santa Fe called me. So
Yeah.
I feel like she already had everything prepared in a way that I couldn't even imagine. Because let me tell you, whenever I was looking for housing, it took
Mhm.
me 3 months. And this is how magical Santa Fe is. The day before my Airbnb rental was up, I met this beautiful artist at an art gallery, and I was telling her my story about how I just came, and she
Mhm.
was like, "Oh my gosh, Lali." She's like, "I think you belong here." She's like, "Well, I know I just met you, but I'm leaving the country for a month. You could stay at my house." And I was just like, "What?" Like, you I was like, "Wow, thank you." So anyway, so following that, I did not find housing, unfortunately. And
Mhm.
then I was like kind of scrambling, calling the people that I have met. And I said, "Hey, do you know somebody who I could just stay with for a little bit?" And then another friend of mine that I met at an art gallery on Canyon Road,
Mhm.
she's like, I think I might have some friends going out of town. So then she connected me with two friends. They're like, oh yeah, we're going to Montana for 3 weeks. You could stay at our house. And
Mhm.
I was just like, oh my gosh, so, strangers who met me in 5 minutes were like, yeah, you can stay here. And that is how kind and generous people have been to me, and I believe that that is like a core of Santa Fe.
Yeah.
Now, do other people receive that same treatment? I don't know, maybe I'm just special.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah,
But
no, I
who
think
knows?
there's like a certain vibe. I think it's like what you give off also, into the community, you can also like receive, you know? I mean,
Absolutely.
and the same thing like with the Gloom, I'm putting all these pieces together, like it's free to the community, but we've got great sponsors that help us, you know?
Mm,
So I
totally.
think you're right. Like it's a awesome, like I'm so proud being from Santa Fe, you know. Again, I'm in my late 30s too. Like, is this like the like relationship capital of the world? Like, or like I would say dating capital of the world. Maybe not relationship, I think
Oh.
dating capital of the world. Is it? Maybe not. But like, is my
No.
family here? Is my brother here? Are there things for me to
Mhm.
like stay busy with work, everything, and like just have like a good like moments of pause just to reflect? Absolutely. And Santa Fe is definitely good for that.
Yeah, I highly agree with that, and it's funny you say it's not the dating capital of the world, and and it just makes me reflect that most of my friends that I've made in Santa Fe, they're like the average age of 65, and it's like, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah,
I just
there's
think it's hilarious.
a lot of wisdom that comes with that too, you know?
Oh, absolutely. I think it's probably what I need in this moment in time in my life.
Yeah, it's just kind of like a slower pace.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
which is good.
slower pace. I don't know. See, I feel like I come from the coast and island time is real. Like
Mhm.
I am not used to driving over 45 miles an hour. And when I first moved here, I was like, "Oh my God, people drive so fast."
Interesting. Yeah, interesting.
So
Yeah, different
I'm
perspective.
used to that slow pace.
Mhm. Great. Well, thank you so much for this conversation. I know we'll have many more, and I can't wait for you to dive into the Santa Fe Gloom.
Yeah,
I
thank
don't know if you're a
you.
soccer fan or not.
Have a what?
I don't know if you're a soccer fan or not.
Of course I am. I grew up playing soccer.
Okay. So you're gonna love it. So again, for our fans who obviously know Gloom and futsal, but it's a smaller ball, smaller goal. It's 5-on-5. Our last game, I think we scored 8 goals. So it's a lot of fun. And you're just gonna love it. Like it reflects Santa Fe so well. Um, you're just gonna have a great time. Like there's nothing like it. I feel like New Mexico United, which is our pro outdoor team in Albuquerque, they've got a great vibe too. Their marketing's on point, very inviting, and Santa Fe Gloom's very similar to that. So you're gonna have so much fun.
I can feel that already. I'm excited.
Great. Anything else that we missed?
Anything else? Where is the best place I
Ooh.
can go to get a green chili cheeseburger? Because that's something I have not had.
Yeah. So I'm always gonna plug our sponsor on this pantry dose, but I'm gonna give you a second one. Okay.
Okay.
Santa Fe Bite.
Santa Fe Bite.
Santa Fe
Okay.
Bite, I believe, is on St. Michael's. It used to be called Santa Fe Bite, and that was like on Old Pickles Trail. Uh, it's unbelievable. It's so good. Yeah, so Santa Fe Bite, green chili cheeseburger. It's
All right. Thank you for the recommendation.
yeah, it's good. Um, and breakfast burritos, again, pantry dose. I've been on a breakfast burrito kick lately. I would also say,
Mm.
if you were to asking for breakfast burritos, which you haven't, I'm hungry. Um, I would say if you go to the food truck, The food trucks downtown, there's two
Okay.
picks. There's a fusion taco, which is amazing. So it's fusion
Okay.
tacos, and you can get a breakfast burrito. And there's also, it's called Santa Famous. And that
Oh,
is
okay.
really good burrito. My client, who I take care of, an elderly gentleman, he loves fusion tacos, the breakfast burrito there, but I go and grab myself the Santa Famous breakfast burrito. So
Okay.
for our audience, those are good places, and most of our audience knows fusion tacos. I don't know how many people know Santa Famous food truck, but that's also really good too. So it's right across the street from the Capitol, right across the street from Connie's, really near Canyon Road.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen it. I will definitely check that out because I love breakfast burritos as well.
Yep.
I've been going to Better Day Coffee on Alameda next to the co-op.
Okay. Yeah.
Their their burritos are they're pretty good.
The co-op has good burritos too.
Yeah, they do.
Um, what else? Ask me another question. Let's see.
Ooh, another one. Hmm.
You're interviewing me now.
Okay. And well, yeah, here's a good one. I am looking for a good music venue in town. Like I want to see shows.
Yep. So, the brewing company,
Okay.
um, I almost want to Google it. Yeah, so the Santa Fe Brewing Company off of Highway 14, I know they have an outdoor venue space.
Okay.
And I'll also plug, this is not a venue, but for our audience, I know I've spoken about Vital Spaces. It's worth a Google for sure. And I know they're starting to have like an art space, and they're actually now at Big Lots. So check them out. Their grand opening is actually this week. So
Okay.
that,
I think
like,
I have heard of it. The young gentleman, Rashad,
yep,
I
Rashad.
believe might be
Yep,
his name.
yep.
I did
Rashad,
catch one of his shows when I first moved here. It was awesome. Oh my
yeah.
gosh. I danced all night.
See, that's what I'm saying. When I asked about your events, that this is what I'm talking about. Like that's super hyper local Santa Fe. Like there's no tourists there. Like that's all like really
No, yeah. I wander. I'm the kind of person where I will literally go everywhere and anywhere by myself and wander around and yeah, and somehow I just magically end up places where I'm like, "Oh, how did I get here?"
what were your thoughts on Canyon Road?
I loved it. Oh my gosh. I feel like I did not experience art in Florida because I'm from Northwest Florida where it's all about the beach. But
Mhm.
Canyon Road for me was just this space of like, I felt like a child in just awe. So much work, so much inspiration. And um, I am actually really proud to say that I was showcased in one of the galleries last year. Loud Horse Gallery was very kind and had me on display for like 3 months, and I was
Wow.
like, "Wow."
Yeah.
Yeah, but Santa Fe's just magical, man. Oh, and I forgot to mention the hot springs. I spend a lot of time at the spa. Maybe that's why I don't make a lot of friends either.
That's Ojo Caliente. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. No, it's great. Like, I mean, Santa Fe has like a lot to offer. Now in the wintertime, like people obviously go skiing. There hasn't been much snow, but I mean, you can,
Unfortunately.
Santa Fe, we pride ourselves on like you can like be in a hot tub in the morning kind of, or be skiing and snowboarding in the morning and like a hot tub in the evening time or whatever, So
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like there's just so many little things that I'm still finding out and I think that's part of the adventure and the excitement with it all. There's so many other things.
for
Like the
sure.
Gloom game. Like I'm so
Right.
excited for it.
Yes, it's awesome. And I think when we first talked, I shared what the gloom what it means to the community with Old Man Gloom and Zozobra. I kind of got you up to speed with that, so now you
You
know.
did.
And you'd be surprised. Like I would say, people they'll come up to me and they'll be like, "Why'd you name the team Gloom?" you know? So
Mhm.
there's some clues there. It's like, well, you probably didn't grow up here kind of thing, you know? But that's the whole magic of all of it is that it brings people together.
I love that,
Yeah.
and I'm like I said, I'm really excited for it, and honestly too, I look forward to meeting more of community, more of Santa Fe,
Yep.
and get deeper into what it really has to offer. It's been such a warm place for me, and yeah, I don't know. We'll just see what happens.
That's great. No, thank you so much for coming to Santa Fe and jumping in and being a part of our game February 14th. It's at Capitol High School, 2 p.m. And it's kind of a day for first for Santa Fe Gloom because it'll be the first game at Capitol High School, which is really cool. We're going to have our first ever women's futsal game as well. So that's really exciting. So they'll play right before the men's game. So that's great. And then we'll have our second annual baby race. So it's just super exciting all the way around. So you'll be a part of crowning the second annual fastest baby of Santa Fe.
Yay! You
So
guys are recruiting your players early.
that's right. Yeah, it's a good recruiting model. I the DMs or just text messages saying, we're training for next year kind of thing. So
Yeah.
it's all in good fun. We have no idea what's going to happen, and we're just going to line up babies, and they're going to race, and we'll have fun, and we'll just cheer them on like we cheer on the Gloom, and think it's a good thing too. It's great, and it's on Valentine's Day, which I think is actually pretty unique. Also, it's at 2 p.m., so I think it's just going to be a fun day altogether.
I agree with that.
So great. Thank you so very much for everything you do. Welcome to Santa Fe. Welcome into a great community. Definitely have you on again, and we'll see you at the game.
Thank you, David. See you soon.
You're very welcome.
Bye now.